yoga challenge together. So our last session, we spent breathing for a majority of it. Hopefully you didn't see that as a waste of time. Breathing is never a waste of time. But now hopefully we've got a bit more awareness about the breath. That's a brilliant start. So today we are going to have a little bit more movement to our practice today. You don't necessarily need any props. If you have them handy, you can keep them there, but I don't think we're going to need them today. We'll see as we go. Today, our practice is going to be based around Sun Salutations A. If you've practiced yoga before, I'm sure you're well aware of the various Sun Salutations. But Sun Salutations, for those of you who are unsure, are a set of yoga poses that are stringed together and they're always the same. This particular one that we're going to do today, Sun Salutation A, is personally my favourite one, and it creates movement in the body, circulation in the body, it creates a little bit of heat, and they're designed to build heat and to energise and invigorate your body. Traditionally, these set of postures, Sun Salutations, would have been practiced either as the sun is rising or the sun is, I was going to say falling, but it's setting, as the sun is setting. And traditionally we would repeat these 108 times. We are not going to repeat it 108 times today. However, if you wanted to continue once we've left, then feel free to add a few more on at the end. But these are really lovely because they're nice to remember, and so if you did want to take yourself away for a little practice without any guidance, then you know where you're kind of heading. So again, let's get going, let's get moving, and we're going to start this practice standing up, and we're going to come to the front of the mat. I'm going to talk it and break it down for you, and then we'll start to find a bit more flow to the movements as we go through. By all means, if you're a veteran at your Sun Salutation A's, then feel free to go for that 108 in the time that we get going. So we're going to come into what we call Tadasana, our mountain pose, and we stand at the front of our mat for mountain pose usually. And this pose looks like you're just standing there. You kind of are, but you're not. So feet are roughly about hip distance apart, but you can adjust according to your anatomy in your body, and we'll talk a little bit more about modifying these poses to your anatomy as we go through our challenge together. We're going to stand tall with the shoulders drawing back, the heart is slightly lifted, and the palms are facing open forwards. The chin is roughly parallel to the ground, and we're going to just really notice that connection between the feet, your mat, and the earth. If you want to have a little bit of a sway softly, let the weight shift back and forth in the feet. That might feel quite nice just to ground for a few moments. And then you've guessed it, we're going to start to connect to the breath if you haven't already. So when you're ready, be mindful now, be aware of the breath as you inhale through the nose. Filling up the lungs, filling up that chest space. And then controlling the exhalation all the way back out. I'll leave you for a moment to connect to your breath. Just like yesterday, our Sun Salutations are perfect for connecting breath and movement together, which is another reason I've started with these today. If you need longer to connect to your breath, stay here. But we're going to start to move now. When you're ready, we're going to inhale and reach the arms up above the head. Really find a nice stretch through the sides of the body, through the front. And as you exhale, we're going to fold ourselves forward into our forward fold. Now in our folds, we can bend our knees to allow the chest to rest over the thighs. Sometimes we see this, and it's okay, but the aim of your fold isn't actually to touch your toes, it's to allow that chest and belly connection. So you can see that I can't do it without bent knees, so we bend the knees as much as we need to, but I'm sure some of you will definitely be able to do that without the bent knees. So adjust according to you. And from this forward fold, we then take what we call a halfway lift. So as you do this, you can lift halfway, lifting the spine parallel to the ground. You can keep your fingertips brushing the mat. Some people like to sweep them to the side in a halfway lift, and some people like to bring to the shins. That's my favourite, but you'll have your own preference. As you exhale, we then fold back down, and we're going to step or jump into a plank pose. Now, I'm going to touch upon this chaturanga with you, which you may have heard of or you may not. And this can be done on or off the knees. I'll do it first on the knees, and then the second round I'll do it off. So for today, I'm going to bring the knees down. Once the knees down, we can then bring the shoulders, sorry, I'm going to move back because I'm mindful that you're not going to see me. So from our knees down, we're going to bring the shoulders forward slightly, and then we're going to keep the elbows fairly close to the body. We're going to take our nose, chin, chest through, lift the chest, pressing into the feet as you come into a cobra. Cobra has bent elbows and the pubic bone tends to be on the mat. You can choose to come into upward facing dog here, which has straighter arms with the option to lift the thighs or to drop them, and it's entirely your preference here. Then we're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come into your first downward facing dog. So when you arrive in this first downward dog, backs of the legs might feel a little bit sticky, a little bit tight. That's all right. We can take our downward dog for a little walk. So bend one knee as you lengthen into the other. Breathe into the tension or stickiness in the backs of the legs, and then sending the bend into the other leg, lengthening through the other. And some people like to march a little bit quicker. It's up to you. Then we're going to look forwards between your hands. You can jump, walk, or step your way back to the front of your mat. When you arrive, inhale halfway. Exhale back into your forward fold. And inhale as we press into the feet, rising the arms up above the head. Exhale, hands to the heart space. And that is one round. We have 107 to go. We don't, unless that's what you're secretly doing. You can definitely go for that if you want to. So we're going to do it again and again and again. And we're going to start to maybe feel that heat build up within the body. And what eventually will happen, once you get to sink into these movements, what's so lovely is you don't really then need to think about them so much, and you can just worry about breath and moving, and it almost becomes like a moving meditation. So when you're ready, Tadasana, front of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, folding forwards, and we're hinging from the hips in our forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold. Step or jump into your plank. I'm going to do this one with the knees up this time. And as you exhale, we're going to take our chaturanga nice and slowly. If you feel your chest collapse, drop to the knees and do it in the way that we did it the first time around. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Feel that nice juicy stretch in the back of the legs, all the way across the back, and then look forwards. Walk, step or jump to the front. Inhale halfway, lengthening the spine, shoulders relax back. Exhale back into your forward fold before rising all the way back up. And exhale, hands to heart. Before we go any further, check the breath. If your breath's getting lost, bring it back. And then we're going to go again. Inhale, reaching the arms up. You could add a mini back bend here if you wanted to. Exhale back into your forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Shoulders relaxed, heart leading. Exhale back down. Step or jump to your plank. Option to drop the knees or lower down without into your upward dog or your cobra pose. Maybe hold for another breath. Tuck the toes, hips back into our downward facing dog. Then either stepping, if you step, alternate the legs that you lead with, don't always lead with the same one. Halfway lift, exhale to fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart space. Drop the arms, ready to go again. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Nice big side stretch. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Step or jump it back into your plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. And back into your down dog. Look ahead. Walk, step, jump, or float to the front. Halfway lift. And fold in. Inhale, coming up nice and tall. We're going to go straight back in. Exhale for the fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, back down. Stepping or jumping it back. Chaturanga. Into your back bend of choice. Back into your downward facing dog. Looking forwards. Alternating the stepping leg if you are stepping. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forwards into Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Drop the arms for a moment. Check the breath. So what you might start to notice now is a little bit of heat is starting to creep in. You might start to feel circulation moving around the body. And that is one of its purposes of these lovely set of postures. I'm going to go through a few more rounds. Remember child's pose from yesterday. If you need a break at any point, a break at the top of your mat, or you can come down into your resting pose in child's pose on your mat. I'm going to go for, I think we're going to do about 5 or 6 more quite consistently. But as always, please listen to your body. If you get 4 rounds in and you're like, hold on a minute. 1, welcome to the club. And 2, just stop. Control the breath, sink back in, and then get the moves flowing again. So, let's go. Top of the mat. Heart space is nice and lifted. Shoulders back. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step or jump your way into your plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or an upward dog. Back into your downward dog. For that nice length in the spine in your downward dog. Look forwards. Walk, step or jump if you're feeling pretty adventurous today. And then inhale halfway. And exhale back into your forward fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step or jump it back. Chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. You will tend to have a preference. Mix and match between the two, I say. Toes under. Downward facing dog. Look ahead. Walk, step, jump to the front of the mat, whichever you find accessible right now. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, standing. Tadasana, raising those arms up. See if we can grow a little bit taller every time we arrive at this space. Exhale back into fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, step or jump back. Chaturanga. Into your back bend of choice. Back into your downward facing dog. Look forwards, walk, step or jump to the front. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale back into fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Inhale, reaching the arms. Exhale, fold in. Inhale halfway. Really lift the chest. Think about lengthening the spine as much as you can in this part. Exhale back in, making your way back. Chaturanga. Into your cobra or your upward facing dog. And back down to the downward dog. Look forwards. Walk, step, jump or float to the front. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. I hope your cheeks are getting as red as mine now. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands to heart. Pause. Let the breathing regulate if it's getting a little bit lost. You are always so much better off to stop, reconnect, than keep trying to go without that connection to breath. You might not think it's that important in the beginning. It is, it really is. When you're ready, 3 more rounds, guys. We got this. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, folding. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, stepping or jumping back into your plank. Chaturanga. Into your cobra or upward dog. Back into down dog. Look forwards, walk, step, jump or float to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, rising. Exhale, folding. Remember to hinge from the waist rather than rolling the spine. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Step or jump back. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. Back into down dog. Look ahead. Walk, step, jump or float to the front. Halfway lift. Folding in. Inhale, coming all the way up. Last round, exhale, fold. Unless you're going for that 108 behind the scenes. If you do, let me know. Halfway lift. Back into fold. Step or jump back. Chaturanga. Into your back bend of choice. Back into your downward dog. Look ahead. Walk, step, jump or float to the front. Last halfway lift. Last tuck into the forward fold. And inhale as you root through the feet, rising up, standing tall, dropping the hands to heart. Take a breath in through the nose, sigh it out the mouth. Well done. Hopefully you start to feel the effects, how we start to pick up heat in these kind of poses. Maybe you like creating heat, maybe you don't, just depends what mood I'm in, what day. And then now I want you to place one hand to the heart, one to the belly. Let your breathing regulate. If it's fast, slow it down. If it's shallowed, deepen it again. When you're ready, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. And out. In. And out. Continue to stay aware of the breath. we are going to leave our practice here today. So if you are closing with me, we are going to place our palms together at our heart space. If you are choosing to continue to take more layers, more sun salutations, please feel free to if you need to. And from here we will close for those who are closing now. Bowing the chin in. Thank you so much for joining me for our second day, and I look forward to seeing you for day 3.